they preach or should they not preach at all? Some debate, but why debate? Truth's found in the Word of God. This is more than should women be preaching. This is a song that calls men to be men. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all? Let me first give a proper introduction. Should women preach is the topic of discussion. Before I go any further, God's sovereign. Now that that's said, let's go back to the garden. We see mankind made in the image of God. Adam had dominion, man was leading before the fall. Needed a helper, so God, he put him to sleep. He took his rib and made woman, that woman was Eve. Man said, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones. I guess it's true, men make houses, women make homes. And though different, there's no difference in equality. Just distinct roles, that's biblical anthropology. See, when we follow the pattern is when God is pleased. But when the roles are reversed is when God is grieved. Before I'm done, I do hope you understand. Let's get back to the question at hand. Man. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all? Some debate, but why debate? Truth's found in the Word of God. This is more than should women be preaching. This is a song that calls men to be men. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all? Men are liars, the word of God is true though. God never commanded women to caruso. That word means preach, which we find in the Greek. Got questions, God said, you'll find if you seek. Now look what Paul said in 1 Timothy 2. I suffer women not to teach, but rather be mute. Said over men they shouldn't have authority. Some don't believe this, they think he was being culturally. But he said Adam was formed first and then Eve. Verse 14, Adam wasn't deceived, Paul wasn't chauvinist. She'll be saved through childbearing, continuing in faith, love, and holiness. Let her learn quietly with all submission. Proverbs 31, that should be her mission. Many might reject this, but I hope not. Women can stand on the word, just not a soapbox. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all? Some debate, but why debate? Truth's found in the Word of God. This is more than should women be preaching. This is a song that calls men to be men. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all? This is for all my brothers, cause we aren't innocent. Cause many of us today are effeminate. And that's truth, no, I won't keep my mouth closed. Imagine my wife ordained head of my household. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 8. Paul commands men to lead in every place. Let's lead as God has called us and be real men. And they can preach only to women and children, but never preach to men. That's honesty. Instead, let them adorn themselves in modesty, with a very gentle and quiet spirit to match. I know the subject is touchy, so I'm touching with facts. Men are called to preach, doesn't mean we're more special. She's a weaker vessel, but still an equal vessel. Submissive women the culture likes to look down upon, but her head Christ, he will put a crown upon. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all? Some debate, but why debate? Truth's found in the Word of God. This is more than should women be preaching. This is a song that calls men to be men. Women preachers, should they preach or should they not preach at all?